So what's up with these Glenallachie Wine Cask Series bottlings? This particular one is the Grattamacco, which is very, very interesting. It's actually been finished for over 2 years, so that's cool. It's 48% ABV, natural color, unchill-filtered. And what's it like? Well, you had better stay tuned for Whisky Whistle. Hello, my friends. Welcome and thank you for checking out Whisky Whistle. I'm Mark, the host here, where I've been making whiskey reviews since 2015. It's been over 10 years, and thank you for checking out this video, especially if it's your first time, or if you've been with me since the beginning, and especially if you are a Whisky Whistle crewmate. What have I got here today? I have this Glenallachie Wine Series bottling. It's their Grattamacco, 2-year, what can I say? No, Grattamacco 10-year-old, finished for over 2 years old in those Grattamacco Barriques. It's 48% ABV, and unfortunately, it doesn't say anything on the bottling about being natural color or unchill-filtered. However, we do have that information right here on the outer packaging, so that's cool. And one of the troubles of me holding these and looking at the back is that the tasting notes are always on the back of that, so I've got to try to avoid it. It's called limited edition, but I tell you, I have seen these for sale so many times in the last little while. I think it's not a super popular whiskey in Korea. They're trying to get it going, but it's kind of like niche over here. And then you get, something like an unusual wine that, what's Grattamacco? I don't know what Grattamacco is. I do like to say Grattamacco. That's how I like to say it. But anyway, so I had to do some investigation. And, well, Grattamacco is a Tuscany region wine, so that's really cool. So let me just read this. Grattamacco, of the 80 hectares on the property, 29 are planted to vines, with just 10 hectares reserved for the flagship Grattamacco wine. These vineyards lie on a steep sun-soaked slopes, 100 meters above sea level, that's very low, naturally protected by a surrounding valley. That'll mean the soil is really amazing. Grattamacco practices certified organic farming. Well, that's awesome. With vines averaging 20 years of age. And I think the wine trees, they don't really get into their production until 7 years, I think. So 20 years, I think that's probably a great amount of time. Only the best grapes from each parcel are selected for this wine. So now, that's, if that's your estate wine, then you're going to want your best grapes going into that. Grattamacco is typically a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Sangiovese. Now, probably everybody's had Cab Sauv and Merlot. Not too many people drinking Merlot these days. I like Merlot. Sangiovese is something that I quite like. Harvested entirely by hand, the Sangiovese is vinified in open-top wooden vats. So that is super interesting, first of all. So, in other words, vinification would mean the fermentation, okay? So it's being fermented in open-top wooden vats, allowing a lot of oxidation, while the other varieties ferment in stainless steel. This one is not that. Manual punch-downs ensure gentle tannin extraction. Okay. That sounds like it's fermented on the grape. It's fermented including the must. The wine is aged 18 months in French oak barriques. This is the information that we really need here. So those final 2 years are French oak barriques, followed by a further 12 months in bottle before release. Well, that doesn't apply to us because it's the barrels we're talking about here. There's also more information here about the details, so you can check that out yourself. Is there anything that we need to know? They mention the barriques and oh yes, the beautiful Bolgheri region of Tuscany. Okay, so Grattamacco, as I read, established in 1977, 2 years after my birth, is one of the quote-unquote Super Tuscan wines. Anyway, so for me, the main thing that's super important here, and let me just get things poured, is that these are French oak barriques. Barriques are larger than barrels, smaller than butts. And let's get that poured into the whiskey. Oh, holy crap. I was looking at, what was I looking at? And I suddenly poured about an ounce and a half. Look at that color in comparison to the previous review, which I don't have very much left, but you can see the difference there. Wow. Big difference. Probably we have an ex-bourbon main maturation followed by the final 2 years in the wine barriques. So that's the situation there. And I'm having a blast here. Now, before we check out the color, make sure you do subscribe to Whisky Whistle. Hit that bell. Ding, ding, ding. That way my reviews will be queued up, lined up in your YouTube feed, and you'll be easily able to find the videos. And you'd better check me out on Patreon as well. Patreon.com/Whisky Whistle. And you can see at the end of the video the credits where your name would go. You'll also get advanced viewing of reviews like this one. Okay, so the color. Pretty much the color you'd expect from a 10-year-old in a mix of, let's say, bourbon and a little bit of wine, or bourbon and maybe a little bit of virgin oak, or first fill bourbon. Anyway, very nice color. Let me just have a look at that from my direction. Oh yeah, it's got that beautiful kind of a tarnished, what color would that be? Oh, it's lovely though, really nice shade. Now, although it says it's Unchillfiltered, what I do notice is that we have a pretty near crystal clear liquid. I do see some floaties going about, and I promise I have not been, doing the American style sipping like that. Okay, so there's a little bit of floaties, not too much. It has been filtered, but not overly so. And yeah, so that's fantastic. Again, 48%. I don't think we'll need too much water, but let's get into the palate neat first. The palate, the nose, that's what I meant. Okay. And this is completely controlled by that wine. For some people, this might have been too long of a finish, but sweet, dessert-like. The mix of that Grattamacco wine plus this spirit kind of makes it smell a little bit like a like a intense dessert white wine, like a Sauternes, or what's the other one I'm thinking of? The Putano. It's gone. Hungarian. Totally gone. I'm sure it'll come back to me. But it's just super sweet. It's like a European bake shop with peach tarts and tarts with apricots that have been cooked. Anyway, you get the idea. It's intense. It's bake shoppy. Some white chocolate in there. Some French or Belgian frangipane. I always forget what that is. Frangipane? Okay. Frangipane is a sweet almond-flavored pastry cream or filling used in French or other European desserts. Anyway, it was my favorite thing when I was racing in Belgium. Racing bikes, as I might have mentioned in the past. And there was this wonderful bakery that I always rode to in the Wallonie region. And I was staying in Ghent, in Flanders, Vlaams. Anyway, lovely. Buttery pastry. Sweet custardy filling. Little bit of sea salt. Beautiful. It's just so dessert-like. And it is definitely not something that I want to bang every night. It's definitely something that I do want every so often, just because of that delicate, sweet, dessert-like flavor. All right, anyway, let's get into the palate here. And a big cheers to you. A big cheers to the Whisky Whistle crewmates. All right. Milk chocolate, the buttery, pastries, flaky, delicious. That sweet white dessert wine, Sauternes. Tokai, there we go. Tokai. It's very much like Tokai. Nice, sweet, short finish, but lovely. And you would not guess that it's 48%. This is more like 43, 46 on the palate. I think it's because there's a lot of residual sugar. Now, I would expect more spice from those French oak barriques, but the oakiness is well in the background compared to the wine that's coming from those staves. That must have been a very, very fresh barrique. We'll add 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 drops, 1 milliliter. Interestingly, the finish is getting longer the more I taste it. So it's very accumulative. Well, that's really funny. This particular bottling came from Glenallachie to Belgium. All right, so with the water, let's check that nose out. More winey. straight up fresh pack of wine gums. Oh, so cool. Total wine gums. Wine gums, a little bit of butter, a little bit of pastry. But those wine gums, wow, that's a really exciting note. All right. On to the palate with water. A big, big cheers to you. Here we go. Virtually no change. A little bit more spice. There's a little bit of ginger coming through. A little bit of mace. And a touch of a white or pink pepper. They talk about a truffle, but absolutely not. It's more buttery than that. I like the direction the spice is taking with water added. Another little sip here with a little extra water. A little bit more gingery. The tannins are really showing with water. And wow. Oh, it's becoming quite dry on the finish, especially. Really, really cool. It's a very unique bottling. Oh yeah, and that is confirmed here. American oak ex-bourbon barrels, and then the finishing. Now, it was probably second fill ex-bourbon, or maybe third fill. And this would have been filled before Billy Walker, that's his name, right? Yes, before Billy Walker acquired the distillery. So he's probably dealing with some underperforming whiskey, and he needs to sell it. And I think this is doing a really good job. And I think this is something that, if you're into that wine finish, I think this will be definitely up your alley. And I think it's definitely something that you may want to try together with that Super Tuscan Grattamacco wine, and see how they work together. Maybe add a little bit more. Given the color, it's really interesting. I think I don't know what to say about that. I would be expecting a darker hue. Probably they were too. Interesting. It's not for everyone, but let me first of all get into the Whisky Whistle whiskey score for the Glenallachie Grattamacco Wine Cask Finish. What is that going to be, folks? It's going to be 82 out of 100. You heard it, 82 out of 100 is the Whisky Whistle whiskey score for the Glenallachie Grattamacco. 10-year-old, finished for 2 years plus in Grattamacco Super Tuscan. Very lovely wine casks, French oak barriques. There we go. Had to get that out. So as I say, it's not for everyone. If you're not a wine lover, this may be very unusual for you. If you're looking for sherry, if you're looking for a sherry cask Glenallachie, this is not it. If you're a bourbon cask lover and you like wine, I think you're going to really enjoy it. And if you enjoy that type of a sweet dessert wine, this is absolutely up your alley. I would have expected a little bit more oomph at 48%, but I get it. They've got these casks they don't know what to do with, and they have to get creative, and I think this is a very creative use. So well done to Billy Walker, and that's the second, and for now, the last Glenallachie review until maybe 2026. Funny. That's great. I have the older Glenallachie 15. I want to get the newer one, and maybe I'll do separate reviews for those. And then with a final little comparison side by side. That would be very fun. All right, and what's coming up next? I think that is we're going to delve back into peat with Ben Romuck and this Contrasts Organic. So that's coming up next. You better stay tuned. You better subscribe. You better hit that bell. And I'd love it if you check me out on Patreon, okay? Stay tuned and check out those credits coming right up. Otherwise, I'll see you for the next one. It's Mark signing out. See you for the next time.